This was all a setup designed for you, not against you. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. We are reading on the full moon in Capricorn today, and we have the growth card coming out. I'm going to keep that. That's our overall energy. You grew beyond the illusion. You know how people say, oh, I outgrew that, or you outgrew them, whatever. You outgrew an illusion. And what's wild is this crow. Yes, we're working with the crows today. So trigger warning, this might be a dark message. I'm not really sure because the growth card is very auspicious and positive, but this crow is looking at itself in the mirror. I put a reading out a few readings ago now called I Cracked the Code, where I'm wearing my Herman costume with the beard. And I was talking in that reading about a group or a person in particular wanted to make you look, seem, sound crazy, cawing at yourself in the mirror. Trickery underneath that, and see how it's like autumn time, fall time. See, we're looking back onto last year. This is like fall, winter of last year. This was all a setup. Spirit set these people up. So you might have felt like, well, for some of you, I'm seeing you just continued to grow and push forward. But there could be others here who were dealing with, this is like the Seven of Cups, like feeling confused or off balance or not really knowing what's going on. Like you could have been trying, I'm seeing like soul retrieval rituals. You could have been trying to call your energy back. Speaking of, we have some obsidian today to absorb any negative energy that you could have picked up in your travels. It's okay. You can send it into these stones. They're very, very powerful. I've charged them with many a full moon, and I'll be doing it again for this full moon in Capricorn. We're going to get some tarot. These people were sadly mistaken. They had this entire plan to make you look crazy. Now, what was in it for them? Well, everything. Because if they could get you to step off of your throne and send you down to the loony bin instead, they would have all of your spoils. Words I'm getting. I'm actually seeing one person in particular sitting on your throne and putting on your crown and adjusting the crown on their head in the mirror. And they're saying things like, I'm the fairest of them all. She has a double chin. I would never. I enjoy my life. You know, you can still be fabulous and eat a little cake. Let them eat cake. This could be a past life fast. Fasting, spiritual person. I'm seeing the Hierophant. You're a teacher for some of you. This could have been like a Marie Antoinette sort of vibe because I'm seeing those tight corsets. Today we are using the duo of Crow, Oracle, and Tarot cards by M.J. Cullinan, I believe. I love a set. Set. Egyptian mythology set. On your team, I'm hearing. The world at the bottom of the deck. And I pre-shuffled. See, you completed something while they're only just beginning. Some sort of heinous cycle, I'm hearing. I'm seeing a bunch of pigs in a pig pen just rolling around in the dirt. And I'm seeing a farmer come over and like hose them all off. And the pigs are, it's like in The Wizard of Oz when the witch is like, I'm melting. The devil. They did something. Let's take a look. Happy full moon in Capricorn, happening July 10th, 2025 at 4:36 p.m. EST, at least, at 18 degrees. So we're going to take a peek from the new moon in Capricorn till now, because this is the culmination. Cullen, that reminds me of like vampires. These people were energy vampires, and it's more than just one. It's more than just one. I'm seeing people trying to hide and saying they had nothing to do with it. I'm seeing them say like, no pictures, because the paparazzi is like around their house, because this is like a big news story in the spiritual realm. These people are getting caught up. We're going to get 4 cards here. And 1. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. For some of you, they wanted to usurp your authority in the spiritual realm. For some of you, it has to do with like a spiritual inheritance. For others, this is a rival from a past life. And for others, this is in like a career capacity. And it could be all of the above, because these people swap in and out of these different characters in the movie, right? But I'm seeing for some of you, this had to do with like a rival coming in and trying to like destroy your business or destroy your career or spread lies or gossip about you. I'm getting that. We have the Empress at the bottom of the deck, but you stood strong. I'm seeing you just like tending to your apples. Again, it's going back to that autumn time. Something forbidden fruit. Someone looked at you as a forbidden fruit. And someone else was jealous about that. So they wanted to take you off your throne. And this is not somebody you would readily expect, is what I'm getting. But it is interesting that we have the Empress at the bottom of the deck, because like I started off with, your throne. They wanted to usurp your throne, sit in your throne, and wear your crown. It's not like they've earned this, guys, and it's like, oh, well, maybe they'd be a better empress than me. It's like, guys, they're like a Page of Pentacles at best. Like, they need to be in your class. You teaching them. I'm seeing the Hierophant again. You could have even crossed paths with a person in the past, and you were there to teach them, but they thought they were actually there to teach you. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are outcome magic card, but that was all an illusion. They tricked themselves. All of the ways that they sent magic towards you, they played themselves. They played around with the wrong person, they could have even gotten in the middle of some sort of I'm hearing this was a karmic bond that took place between 2 people that never would have been. Like, these 2 people both were your enemies and they joined together. I'm hearing in a sexual union outside of marriage, I'm hearing. So for some of you, these people were like both in a relationship, or one was. What happened is they sent so much magic against you that it's boomeranged back onto them. And for some of you guys, and I've said this in past readings, you made it look easy with the Empress energy. Like, they were throwing so much magic at you that it would have killed somebody else. I'm just going to cut to the chase. But for you, you transmuted energy because you've been doing this for lifetimes. I'm seeing the High Priestess. You were trained in like mystery schools. You've been part of things that this person couldn't even dream of. So this person was mistaken. They see spirit sent this person to learn from you. This was a gift from spirit, but what happened was spirit had to do like a reverse setup thing because they tried to set you up. So they're just outnumbered. This person is just so outnumbered. It's like you have angel armies, like you have legions and legions of angels that this person, I'm just seeing them standing there looking up at all of these angels and they're just dropping to their knees, man. Like they don't know what else to do. It's like the judgment card. They're just like they're terrified, but they're also in awe at the same time. So this person or people, it's not a lost cause for everybody that was involved here, and that makes me very glad to hear. That's wonderful. So some will come to it. Some will have an awakening, some will, I'm hearing, turn from their sinful ways. No, I wouldn't phrase it that way today. I'm not a minister anymore, but it's something like that, right? We have the 10 of Pentacles with the Empress and the Emperor. Empress, Emperor, 10 of Pentacles. For some of you, you're about to meet your divine counterpart, and ironically enough, this person aided in that. Aiden, someone's name could be like Aiden or an A name or Aaron or something like that with an A. I'm saying it's an A name. This person, unbeknownst to them, this could be like a friend of their friend or something like that. And since this person talked so much smack about you, it got to like the whole town, so to speak, or the whole office or the whole family or friend group or whatever, that this person, a friend of a friend, like heard about you through the grapevine. Grapes, that reminds me of the 9 of Pentacles. And whenever I have birds in my reading, that makes me think of the 9 of Pentacles. I'm hearing like this person asking like, are they single? Like this person's an emperor, guys, or an empress. Like if you're an emperor, then this is your empress that I'm talking about here. But this is her side of the story, or their side of the story, where they were set up. You could have heard about this person because they were being set up. I'm seeing you actually praying for this person, or I'm seeing for some of you, you're like into the darker arts and you're trying to like hex these people. Some of you met this person in the underworld and this person like saved you from a situation. I'm seeing like they pushed you out of the way of a vehicle or something like that. I'm seeing like a mail truck. They pushed you out of the way of a mail truck. Now, mail to me is about messages. So this could have been like gossip or something like that, that this person stood up for you or whatever, like in the underworld. Like this is secret stuff, secret societies. I'm hearing this person could be part of like a secret society. I'm seeing them in a darker room, like with other people, but it doesn't seem like negative, guys. I just feel like you'll like this person because you're more open to that sort of thing. And I feel like this person, this is like a yin and yang, guys. This is really beautiful. Like you both kind of embrace your shadow side, but you like to live in the light. Like you don't like to live in the dark, but you know the dark and you know it well. So you'll be able to connect on that. This is a very beautiful love reading, actually, but I feel like there's going to be other information. Queen of Cups. See, this person, this is what Spirit's saying to me. Everything that you've gone through, it's going to be like a bad dream. When this person comes in, and maybe it's not a person for everybody, it could be like a position for some, I'm seeing, or like an inheritance with the 10 of Pentacles, or a new home, or because some of you are older, I'm seeing like some of you, like It's something warm and inviting, like, maybe you move in with, like, your daughter or your son, like, a family member, and I'm seeing, they have, like, a bedroom for you, and, like, they take care of you, and they make you meals, and you can play with the grandchildren. Now, that's not for everyone who's older, but I'm seeing stuff like that. Like, the Emperor Empress thing might not be, like, a lover for you who I'm speaking to, but it might be, like, a couple. Like, this might be, like, your son or your daughter and your daughter-in-law and your son-in-law or whatever, and they, like, take you into their home, and they treat you beautifully, and you feel so happy to be with the family. I'm seeing you have, like, cookouts and stuff like that. So this is just a really beautiful energy after what you've gone through, I'm getting. Because some of you you're these old psychics. Like, before tarot reading was, like, cool, y'all were flipping tarot cards when you were, like, the weirdo on the block. So spirit is, yeah, I see, like, a woman with gray silver hair, an older woman. And you are a psychic. You're a psychic medium. Spirit wants you to step into your gifts in your older years even more so. I'm seeing you, like, opening up a practice. Now, I just say what I need to say, right? But that's wild. Or that could be what some of you are growing into, because I'm seeing, like, mother, maiden, and crone, or maiden, mother, and crone energy. Like, with this Empress, I'm seeing you growing into this, like, old wise woman, this sage. I'm hearing and seeing, like, the whistling of the flutes. I'm hearing, like, Native American influence and, like, the animal totems. This could be two families joining together as well, where you both have these, like, ancient, shamanic, spiritual, like, psychic mediumship roots. And I'm seeing you coming together and, like, forming a family with the Ten of Pentacles and the Emperor and the Empress. And it's like, it's like joining the power of your gifts. If you have children with this person, you're gonna have, like, a miracle baby or something that's gonna be some sort of, like, famous singer, or they're gonna be someone, guys, and everyone is someone. But I'm saying, like, they're gonna be, like, known or something like that. So that is wild. I mean, of course I believe it, right, guys? Of course. I know my collective. So let's get into it. Basically, the setup is these people tried to set you up, putting you into some sort of illusion by tricking you that you were actually, like, crazy. They were playing with, like, dark magic. They created some sort of, like, weird bond with another person that actually got them into karmic debt. Could just be friends, but for some of you it's sexual. Because I'm seeing, like, play, and see how there's 3 people here. This could have been, like, threesome stuff, or threesomes. There's something about threesomes here, where this person, and this wasn't, like, an open marriage or an open relationship. This was, like, this person went out on these escapades with, like, a friend or something like that. They're saying enough about that. All right. I got a lot of Leo. Sometimes I'm like, juicy. Let's talk about this. But anyway. They're like, don't talk about that. We're talking about growth today, Melissa. I tried to do, like, a winter look today because I wanted to do the dark berry lip and, like, the gold. I have my evil eye. For the haters. There's a girl on TikTok that takes a sip of her Diet Coke. And she always says, a Diet Coke for the haters. Love it. All right. I just opened up to the Page of Swords. This whole, with the Justice. And the Devil. They played themselves, y'all. That's what this is. The Devil, Justice, and the Page of Swords. This setup that they tried to make you look crazy so they could usurp your authority, your position, your throne, your money, your person, friends, family, whatever. Whatever this was. Spirit used this as leverage in another case. If you watch my reading right before this, I talk a lot about this, where we're talking about a spiritual court case. Someone's name could be like Courtney or a C name. We have Capricorn and Libra here with Taurus, with Aries. So I'm going to move forward. But basically, they played themselves because if they had kind of just kept to themselves, they could have had a chance to. I'm seeing for some of them, they could have been asked to be like an informant. They could have like worked with the spiritual police. They could have worked with the spiritual police, and they could have like helped to expose the real culprits, but instead, and I said this in my last reading, instead they were inflamed with rage, jealousy, envy, and in my last reading I said they were possessed with the devil. Right? It's like they weren't supposed to be here, sort of a thing, and they stepped into a role that they did not have to play. Like, this was not, it's kind of like if you're at a play, like you're at, you're watching like a musical or a play or something like that, and then somebody comes in from the side of the stage, and they interrupt the dialogue that's going on between two actors, and they're like looking over at this person like, that's not yet. And they just come in and they start la 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 la, and they take over the whole stage. It's like something happened with this person when they were in your presence. Some sort of old wound was ignited. I'm seeing the Six of Wands, and that came through in my reading right before this. It's like all of their childhood like rage and stuff came forward, where they were like, I'm the favorite, I'm the star. And guys, we have compassion on that, right? I'm not, I had my own moments with that stuff too, where why do you think it's the Metamystic show? Because I never got to have one. You know what I'm saying? And we should all have our own show, in my opinion. But it's like this person being around you, it like inflamed something in them, guys, where this was not their part to play. They fucked up the whole play. Like, all the parts were messed up because of this person, and I'm seeing that actually as spell work. It's an analogy for how the spell work messed up the mechanism that would have just been more smooth. This person would have been approached by like some sort of an authority that would have said, hey, if you work as an informant for us, we will cut down your sentence by 15 years, I'm hearing. I don't know what that's about. I just say what I hear. Something about Gemini. So card number 1, let's take a look. We have the Six of Swords. Let me take a look for a second, guys. Cherry blossoms. Somebody could be of Japanese descent. Something about Japan. Those waters also remind me of that famous, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's a Japanese artist it's a very distinct painting. The waves look just like this, and they're all blue. Somebody let me know if you know what I'm talking about. It's a famous painting, and it's the waves. But there's something about Japan here. Now, obviously, that's not for everybody. There's something about a past life. Memoirs of a Geisha. I remember years ago I went Grammy, and she's passed now. I loved her so much. Her name was Sue. I'm named after her, Melissa Sue Gordon. And she was a Cancer. She took me to see Memoirs of a Geisha, just me and her. And for some reason, that movie hit me so profoundly. And then years later, Spirit was like showing me something about like a geisha timeline from a past life. And I was never the same. So there's something going on with that here. That's not for everybody, but I've never said anything like that out loud, so they're telling me that for a reason. There's something about back to that group sex thing again. There's something playing out here where in a past life they wanted you to bow to them in some way. For some of you, can I say this on the internet? Like, because for some of you, this was like I'm seeing the South. I'm seeing like 1800s in the South, and I'm seeing when slavery was still legal. So some of you could have been like a slave in a past life. I'm seeing something about that. And for some of you, it was like sexual. And for others of you, this was just like a degrading act where you were like, I'm seeing you being like moved to another place. You were like a foreigner in another land or something like that. Now, this could be another country too. I'm seeing like dirt. I'm seeing something like Middle Eastern. I'm seeing something about like India as well, and I'm also seeing something about like Cherokee or Native American. Um, so regardless, guys, there's stuff coming up here. I'm hearing ancient family rivalries coming through. So there's something about, with all that said, I'm not trying to confuse you. This is a big message, guys, right? But Capricorn, I mean, yikes. That's like Saturn that deals with karma. And this is the old man. This is like the old emperor from like 2 BC. You know what I'm saying? This is like old stuff, guys. That's being dug up. It's being excavated. It's being exhumed is actually what I meant to say. And that came up in my last reading as well, that a body was being exhumed. That could have been a metaphor. Well, maybe it wasn't. A lot of people died in our past lives, right, guys? By unjust means. So there's something connecting with everything that I just said. There's something about feeling like these people in a past life, they could have had you in a compromised position, like you were some sort of a like slave, or you were in some sort of like a harem, or just something that was meant to, I'm hearing, disgrace your throne with the Empress, because you come from a royal bloodline, who I'm speaking to here. So with the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress, so yeah. And this emperor, whoever they are, they have a similar lineage, guys. And so, excuse me, when you come together, it's going to be like nothing you've ever known. Because there's something about, I'm seeing like a merging of families that like heal some sort of crack. I'm seeing a chasm in the family lineages, like you two coming together. And again, if it's not a person, it's like coming together with a purpose, or coming together, or just completing some sort of karmic cycle. But for a lot of people here, I feel like this is a real person. This illusion had to do with you feeling displaced. With the Six of Swords, you could have felt like you had to like move from place to place, or you maybe you didn't feel safe with the people around you, where you couldn't put your roots down properly, even if you have been in the same place for a while. It's like it's giving this energy of, I don't feel safe here. This is not my home. These are not my people, but I'm kind of just following spirit, what spirit's showing me to do, going with the flow. So that could have been a little bit of a turbulent time for you. But with the growth card, you grew the entire way through. 23 reminds me of Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me down paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. I prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. That's what's happening here. I anoint your head with oil, your cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Card number 2, we have the 7 of Cups. Well, what do you know? The receipts are coming out. Talk all about that in our receipts found video. Remember how I said illusion and the 7 of Cups? Very similar energy. You could have even been in a third party. Like, remember how I talked about how someone went off to play? Someone tricked you and went off to play and created like a bond. See, there's 3 here and there's 2 here. You could have had like a sacred bond with somebody, but you could be changing your perspective on that because you realize this person, it's like self-interest. This person, you could have felt like they only cared about their own self-interest. And we have curiosity here. So somebody was like curious about something else with the 7 of Cups. Maybe they felt like they had other options, or they had a third party on you. Now what I'm seeing is that this person is getting ready to face an upheaval. This is a different person than who I talked about in my reading right before this with the receipts, just so you know. For some of you, way at the end of the video, I did talk about it possibly being an ex with the King and Queen of Wands. But for the most part, this is like a different side of the street. That old song, Sunny Side of the Street. I think it's Frank Sinatra. This person's about to go through an upheaval, and it's more than just one person, guys, but there's something here about this person they were shrouded in your golden aura and the abundance of that. It made them feel like they had an abundance of options. The world was their oyster. Now, for some of you, this is platonic. This is like a family member that fucked you over. But for a lot of people here that's resonating with this part, this is a third party that was sexually based. For some of you, it was more lewd. It was like multiple partners and stuff like that, where they could have come back and slept with you and like even given you an STD. That's not for everybody, but yeah. I'll say it like Shira 7 does. Take him to the vet. That's what she says. She said, charge him a re-entry fee and take him to the vet. Get their shots done. So yeah. But I feel like I love her. She was just in Lizzo's song. Don't underestimate that lady. Shira 7. She has a lot of ancient secrets. You might not think that at first glance because she talks about like dynamics between women and men, but check out her witchy stuff because she talks about dark matter. But anyways. So yeah, this curiosity is what killed the cat. This person stepped out. For some of you, they stepped out on you. And this is obviously not for everybody. Don't take things if they don't resonate. This person felt like they had all these options because they were shrouded in your energy, right? And then the second that they stepped away, shit started hitting the fan. We have communication here with fear. See, spirit started to warn them through their like bodily sensations. Like they could have felt really afraid or paranoid all of a sudden. They could have, I mean, if you're cheating on somebody or you're doing something illicit or wrong, I'm hearing the word lewd many times. There's something about like public stuff or like voyeurism. It's not just like run of the mill like threesome. There's something weird about it, and weird whatever. Kinks are kinks, but there's something here that's like almost illegal or something. Like, I don't know what this is, guys. I'm hearing this person has an entity attachment. It's a sexual entity that lured them off their path away from you, and this was part of a bigger plan to once again disgrace the Empress to make you feel less than. You have the 10 of Pentacles with the Empress, which to me is that golden aura energy again with the abundance. So this is what's happening. And now for some of you too, this person went out on a limb. They were curious. They went off the deep end to go play. And now they're suddenly seeing, oh my God, wait. Now I'm seeing that the collective is actually worth something with the Empress. And for some of you, it's like you're coming into money or you're making more money or they're just it's like they're having this perspective shift. They're like, I'm seeing them waking up from like a stupor. They're looking around like a ratty hotel room where like people are like sleeping. One's like holding a bottle and they're like, what am I doing here? I'm going back to collective. And it's like because they're like scrolling on their Instagram or something. Maybe you've had like a glow up or you look great, like you've making more money or something, and it's like they're thinking, I had it so good with collective. What am I doing here in a drug den? I'm hearing that. But guys, just be careful because I feel like this person, it's like they could stand in the way of you and your like true soulmate. So just be careful. It could be another like illusion and trickery that this other person, they might actually be genuine. Like, what the hell am I doing here? There, some sort of a like an illusion broke over this person as well. It's like they were under an illusion as well because there's just such heavy spell work since last 2024, December of 2024. There's been such heavy spell work over this and everyone involved that everyone kind of went crazy except for you. That's what I'm getting. So it's like it just refracted. It's like the light just refracted off the mirror and everyone was just cawing at each other's reflections. This was a setup. Card number 3, the Ace of Wands, guys. See, for some of you, while these people were all like confused by their own like spells refracting back on them, you were like getting away. 6 of Swords with the Ace of Wands, like off to your new beginning. Because you have a lot of options. That's the truth. Is these people or this person, both for some, it's like they were under the illusion that they had so many options, but that was actually your birthright, your energy. Like the world is your oyster, but you chose this person, like you loved this person or these people, right? You didn't care that they didn't have what you had and stuff like that, because it's not about that for you. But spirit like peeped that, guys. Like, Spirit took a look down the timeline and was like, we're going to separate collective. And you could have been heartbroken, guys. You could have been like, oh my God, like, how could they do this to me? Like, had a third party on me. And it's not a third party for everybody. It's some sort of betrayal that was heartbreaking that made you feel less than with the Empress. So let's look at our magic outcome card. Card number 4 is the Knight of Cups, guys. For some of you, this is the new person coming in. And with the Queen of Cups, it feels so soft and so sweet. This person feels so true to me, like so real, so like authentic. Kind of like they want to do it right with you. Look, we have the 4 of Swords here, so this is going to be very healing, this person. Let's get a little bit on the person, because this is basically what I'm seeing. These people are all confused. Everything's backfiring, and it's been backfiring, and basically everyone is starting to come out of this haze and realize, like, duh, you're the prize. You're the one with the 10 of Pentacles and the Empress and all that. And they were basically tricked and trapped, right? Like their own setup backfired on them, basically, is what's happened here. I want to get a little bit on the Knight of Cups here. Because I feel like this Ace of Wands is just talking about, like, this was actually moving you towards your new beginning. I would actually count yourself blessed that this unfolded, because I feel like you guys are just, you have this high vibrational, unconditional love with the lovers, where it's like, even if somebody wasn't the best choice, you're very loyal. You love so deeply. Look, there's the Nine of Pentacles that I talked about at the beginning. Yeah, with the Ace of Wands. See, yeah. I feel like Spirit knew you weren't gonna, like, leave this person or people, even if they did bad things, because you're so empathetic, guys. So this was actually a blessing, because they would have just, like, taken everything. They would have taken you for a fool too, is what I'm hearing. This new person, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, they're like a lover. They actually are like a lover, this person. I'm hearing they're a lover, not a fighter. So you could have been around people or a past person that was just a fighter. They just always had a bone to pick with you. Yeah, and this person's like very intuitive too, guys, and they like love to learn. They're very smart. They're very, like, they could be like water and air, but I feel like this person could be an intuitive. Remember how I talked about like shamanic stuff and like witchy spiritual stuff? Like, this person has some sort of like intuitive gifts. They're very loving, but they're also very intelligent, and they love to learn. Like, they have the right to be proud. I'm hearing Spirit say, like, they're actually somebody that they actually have a lot of life to teach. They have a lot of life lessons that they've learned things from, and they actually have the right to be like a little bit proud in what they know. But Spirit is saying they're a lifelong learner. Like, they are somebody that continues to learn and grow, even though they do know a lot. This could even be somebody, guys, that people like fight over. Like, there's competition for this person. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. But I feel like this person is looking for like a real counterpart with the King and Queen of Cups and the Emperor and the Empress. I feel like this person's been through so much, guys. Remember how I said that at the beginning? It's like you both understand the darkness. And I feel like this person, and possibly you as well, have been with people that they are dark, but they don't understand darkness, because they just keep doing more and more and more and more, and they never learn. So they just are dark. There's a difference between just being dark, staying in the dark, learning nothing, and continuing to perpetuate that cycle, and somebody with the King of Swords that learns from their mistakes, their life lessons, the people they've dated, the family they grew up in, the jobs that didn't work out, the money they lost and then they gained back again. Like, this is a wise person. This is a wise soul. I'm seeing the Hermit. So this person's like a wise person with the Knight of Cups. Tell us about this person. And just switch it around, guys. It doesn't have to be a lady with a beard. It could with the Hermit. We have the Star here. See, I feel for some of you guys, this person, they could be an Aquarius, because we had air, but I feel like it's not really the sign. It's more like they are a healer. And they could also be in the spotlight with the Five of Wands and the Star. They could be somebody who like gets a lot of attention, but they could also be a healer, see, with the Four of Swords. This is also saying they are bringing you like this cup that's going to heal you. It's some sort of like healing elixir. Yeah, look, see? But I'm seeing them like mixing potions, and I don't think it's literal. I think it's kind of scientific or something. It's like this person could be kind of like particular with things, like they're careful with things. I'm hearing be careful with me. Is that Cardi B? Be careful with me. It's like that's what you're saying to the universe. Like you've been through some shit. You're not looking for another one of these karmic things. So I feel like spirit is sending you someone who they're coming with the healing elixir. Like they're on their way. Tell us a little more about this person. We have the 9 of Cups, guys. This is like a wish come true. And with the moon and the star, this is a very spiritual connection, guys. I'm hearing it's sought after, but this person could be kind of somebody that's like, it might be like them and their dog or something, or like they feel like this person's a warrior. They've been through a lot, and yeah, judgment. They've had the same sort of awakenings as you have. I'm hearing they've been through the same sort of initiations as you have. Give me a little more on this person. The 8 of Swords. I don't think they know who you are, but they're looking for someone like you. I'm hearing that Adele song, Someone Like You. Ace of Pentacles with a 10 of Pentacles. This person wants to build a legacy, and so do you. See, it's like a perfect match. Can I get just a little more here and we'll close on this? See, this is a hopeful reading. It's just, they brought in the crows because this is like when the crows circle around and you hear that cawing and it's that ominous. Because it's like this was done against a high vibrational person and you have angel armies surrounding you. I'm hearing you're surrounded. Yeah, see, this is people from your past, guys. This could have even been someone you were literally married to. Hierophant, 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups. It's some sort of a long-term commitment. But, I mean, with the Hierophant and the 4 of Wands, that's like literally a marriage. So you could be married to this person and they have a third party on you. Or all I'm going to say, honey, is they better have that money. Again, going back to Shira 7. If you're going to play that, if you're going to play all that, they better be providing. Do you understand what I mean by that? It's an energy thing. It's not that I believe that it should be that way or not that way or any of that. I'm just saying energy. They're cheating on you and doing all this shit. What the hell are they offering? Some of you are getting a divorce from this person. But for some, this is some sort of a long-term commitment, or it's like you might as well be married sort of a vibe. And then we have the 6 of Cups and the Lovers. This is like every relationship card. See, these people, and I talked about this ad nauseum in my Receipts Found reading right before this one. These people, all of them, in some way or another, drained you of your sacral chakra energy. Spirit has gotten you away from that. The illusion was broken. You see it all from a different perspective now, and Spirit has given you the strength to move away with the 6 of Swords, or that's what's currently happening. And you could feel like, oh my God, I don't have like a lot in my pocket, or they stole so much from me. But Spirit has a plan, you guys. Yeah, it's like you're strong enough now for this part of the journey. There's something about like a detachment and a moving into many, many options and a new beginning here. So that's not the same story for everybody, but it's the same energy of moving into a better land. So we have the Star, the 9 of Cups. This person's a wish come true. They're a healing balm. I'm hearing the healing balm of Gilead. The Rose of Sharon, it's like Song of Solomon. Those are Solomon's writings. So this is a high vibrational connection. Tell me, what is that 8 of Swords? We'll close on this. So I'm hearing, I've waited so long to meet someone like you. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 4 of Swords. See, there's a lot of healing here. Ace of Cups with the King of Cups. This person is true, guys. This person's a real King of Cups. And they could be a Queen of Cups as well, because we have both. They could be a Capricorn, or you are, or have that in their chart, or this is just that they've been through a lot as of you. Yeah, 10 of Swords. But yeah, the Capricorn wanted to come out though, so there could be something with a Capricorn. But what I'm getting here is this 8 of Swords. It's like, I don't think they know who you are yet. And it could also be the same for you, but it's like they want to offer this healing elixir, like I was saying, to someone. Like you could be manifesting each other. Is there like a sign surrounding this person's incoming? I'm hearing like incoming, like it could be like a sport or something like that. Is there a sign surrounding this person so the collective will know? We have the Wheel of Fortune here. Abundance. Like there's something about like, or expansion, like as you're focusing on your new beginning and expanding in this Jupiter energy, it's like that's where you're going to meet this person. You could even wonder at first, is this person coming to steal from me with the 7 of Swords? But no, guys, it's an Emperor. Look. And the King of Swords. See, I feel like this is you, King of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. You're very discerning against like trickster spirits I'm seeing. But this person's coming up behind you. That's funny. See, you're looking this way, even if you're a man. So I got a couple more things in my brief absence. I ended off at laid off. I laid off at. So I'm gonna get laid off here. I ended up saying, just if you're not female presenting, then just imagine that this King of Swords head is you. But basically, either way, when this wonderful person comes in, you might be tempted to think they're part of like a bigger scheme, which we've talked about in this entire reading. But what I'm getting from Spirit very clearly is, first of all, you do have a lot of discernment, so you'll be able to see very quickly by this person's energy, because you're able to read energy, that this is not, they're not part of this scheme. You could have been tricked multiple times by like friends, families, lovers, where you're like, you don't know who to trust. Not in a paranoid way, just like it's literal with the 7 of Swords. It's like you'd have reason to be paranoid, sort of a thing. But I got a couple things. So first of all, I got something about a coven. So I was getting like, there is a coven that is trying to stand in the way of this union coming together. Let me get a little bit on that, please. Let me just clean these cards up. Block this person. Block these people. They're jealous of you. I'm hearing that. They hate you. I'm hearing that. They hate your guts. I'm hearing that. It's like deep, guys. Like the gut is like another brain. Like the gut is sometimes even a higher brain than the brain that's in your head, because it's a gut feeling. This person hates you into their guts. Guts, that's an Olivia Rodrigo album. They could be like jealous of you guys. I'm seeing the star like this. There's a person that, and it could be like from my last reading where there was a feminine figure. I think it's that same person, guys. Mother, sister, frenemy. They're in competition with you. So the Emperor and the Empress in this coven thing. Now I forgot what the other thing is. Hold on. Just that this union is being spiritually attacked on both sides. Like this is ancient family stuff. Like even if this person, this or these people in this coven are not your family by blood, they could be from a past life, guys. So they might not even understand like why they are hating you. Like 6 of Swords, you could be like long gone from a situation, or like a group with the 7 of Cups. I feel like these people want to get you back for their own magic. Like I said, they did all this magic against you. It refracted back on them. They could be getting like laid off. They could have money issues. I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles. Their marriage or relationship could be falling apart or whatever because they did that to you and it's refracting back onto them. And so now they're like, they hate you because they ain't you, I'm hearing. Because it all goes back to that. It goes back to jealousy. It goes, back to envy. They don't believe you deserve this position on your throne. Right? High Priestess, like this is spiritual. You know about this. You understand this. So just be aware, Spirit is saying. Because this other person has people on their side that are against them as well. Like, you could be two lone wolves, you and this new person. So there's spiritual warfare going on. Let's just get a little bit on that. We have the Hierophant. Remember how I talked about that at the beginning? You're a teacher. So no matter what happens here, it's like you're just going to use them as like another lesson. You're going to use them as like a case study, I'm getting. You're going to, so don't be afraid. Just take precaution. 10 of Cups, this is that group. Like coven, use coven loosely because they might not be a coven in the way of they call themselves a coven, but they might, right? They might be like a church group. They might be a family. They might be a group of friends, a community. Can I get a little indication on who these people are? We have the Chariot. They're people you've gotten away from. That's how you know. And they're still watching you. So anything else? We have the Lovers. We have Gemini and Taurus and Cancer. Someone thought you would never figure out that it was them is what I'm getting. Yeah. 8 of Swords coming out. With the Devil. See, they never thought you would figure out it was them. And some of you are saying like, well, I don't know who them is. It doesn't matter, guys. They tried to sabotage your life. It's better that you don't know who it is if you don't. Just move forward with your life. That's the best revenge. You don't have to get revenge on people. You don't have to do any of that. Spirit said, let them clean up their own mess. Anything else? Hanged Man. Yeah, everyone's going to see them differently. They're going to see them as cold, narcissistic, unfeeling. Where before they could have weaponized empathy, like they wanted to gain empathy. Like I was watching the other night, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was a documentary done about mothers that are basically, it's about Munchausen by proxy. So it was talking all about how these cold-hearted mothers gain a lot of sympathy. Like there was this one case specifically, and it's interesting because that Ruby Frankie lady who abused her children, part of the 8 Passengers YouTube channel, there's a documentary on her as well. I brought her energy up in my reading right before this, talking about receipts. So this person could be your mother, but I don't think it is for everybody. It's like, but it's this sort of energy. It doesn't have to mean that they abuse their kids. It's that sort of energy. They could abuse their pets maybe, or abuse people. Like they see you growing and expanding and working on yourself and stuff, and you're wise, you keep to yourself, and they are trying to attack you because of that, because you're keeping to yourself, because you're just sitting here like regally. They hate you for that. So what I'm seeing is, Munchausen by proxy. There was this one case with a woman who, it's very, very, very disturbing, guys. Their child was fine, and they did the same thing to multiple children, even in a different marriage. Even after they were reported and they were in a court case, they married a different person and started doing this on the other kids. So basically, Munchausen is like it's pretending like Munchausen by proxy is pretending that your child has an illness that they don't have. So she had this child going through all this traumatic stuff in the hospital and having all these surgeries and everything. They couldn't find anything wrong. They did open heart surgery on this child. There was a tube. She was blowing into the tube. And the child was so in pain. They have this on camera. They had it caught on camera. It's like I'm seeing people, there's receipts that are going to come out about this person. That's part of this coven. See, I'm seeing it as a group harvesting. They harvest energy. They could be a cult, guys. I'm hearing for some it's a sex cult. For others, I'm seeing like children, guys. It's evil, whatever this is. And this one person could be part of that coven society group. See, remember how I talked about earlier the mystery schools and like the secret societies talking about you and your new person? That's not the same thing. Mystery schools, like, that's not an evil, well, I can't speak for every single thing. I don't know every bit of history on the corner of every part of the earth, but you know, supposedly Jesus was in a mystery school, the Essenes. Dolores Cannon talks about the Essenes. She has like hypnosis sessions of people talking about Jesus and the Essenes. She has a whole book on that if you're interested, if you want to look that up. But it's something like that. You and this other person, it's like a Christ consciousness. You could have been part of like healing and with the star and the four of swords twice. You and this other person are high vibrational like healers, and I'm hearing deliverers. I'm hearing deliver us. Dun, 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 the promised land. It's from the Prince of Egypt cartoon. Moses. It's talking about Moses delivering the slaves from Egypt. You and this person, you have a high vibrational energy. These other people, they could have. It's a corrupt mirroring. These people, they are too in a group. They are too in a secret society. I'm hearing something about the Freemasons. But it's an evil corporation. For some of you, it's a corporation. I talked about my dream where I saw that woman in corporate and she stole all my stuff with the Ace of Wands and tried to pawn it off as her own, and she was under investigation. Yeah, that could be you again. So just reference my past reading, because that's what you want. You want attention if this is you. You garner sympathy by heinous acts. The book of Acts. How about you take a look at that? Because for some of you, this person's like talking about scriptures and stuff, and I've said what I've said. Anything else we need to know? All I know is this person's going to be looked at differently, and this is like this coven is, they're an energy harvesting community. Yeah, you're very wise, guys. You're going to be fine with the Empress as well again. With the Justice. Look, guys. See, no matter which way you cut it, King and Queen of Pentacles, you're going to end up with this person. That's how I'm seeing it. We have King and Queen of Cups over here. That's like the love. But if something gets intercepted, I'm seeing this. You're still going to like meet this person. You might just meet them in like a different capacity at first, which is crazy. With this court case going on, we have the King of Pentacles here. There could be something about money as well regarding this case. Look at my receipts video. I have all the information in there. But yeah, it's like, no matter which way this goes, you're just going to be able to just use it as like another sermon sort of a thing. You're going to just be able to teach people with this information, no matter what happens here. But Spirit is saying, still, it's Jesus's words: be wise as a serpent, but gentle as a dove. Still be wise though. Because the devil, he goes around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour, right? So this group is trying to intentionally stand in the way of you in this union. Why? It's not just you and this person. It's an ancient rivalry of like families or lineage, or I'm hearing a galactic war. This is bigger, guys, and it's many couples. Like this is not just like one person's story. I'm seeing like 100 at least, where that specific like royal bloodline thing is a thing. It's rare, but it's not so rare. And I shouldn't have said that, because now people are gonna be like, well, what if I'm not one of the 100? It's the same thing as when people say like, what if I'm not part of the 144,000? It doesn't mean that, just whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. It's not about that. So anyways, no matter what happens here, you're going to connect with this person, whether it's King and Queen of Cups or King and Queen of Pentacles. Like there's multiple plans here in place so that you will end up still bumping into this person. You might run into this person in the courthouse. This person could have their own court case going on with their freaking weird family or their crazy cult ex or something like that. Like this person understands. They have a lot of experience here with this sort of stuff too. So they're not going to like judge you if they see that you have all this weird stuff going on, because it's not your fault, guys. They're attacking you, right? And it's because of jealousy. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. So I love you guys so much. Happy full moon in Capricorn, happening July 10th, 2025. So yeah, this is karmic. This is a culmination of Capricorn energy. So this is big, and things are being exposed. So remember, you can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. Thank you to everyone who donates and supports the show. I really appreciate it. It helps so much, you guys. If you want to book a personal reading, you can email me. All my info is down below. And until next time, it's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here, and I'll see you on the next one.